Hi there. I hope you can see this, and I hope it makes sense. I'm going to work quickly. I have about 15 minutes on this camera. I have my computer set up here, as you will, to paint this fruit. Now I'm going to paint initially as if they are made out of plaster, and with training you should be able to I'm going to start here. With training, you should be able to see objects that you are painting as if they are made out of plaster and ignore the local color. Not easy to do, but to start with, just to get the idea, I am going to suggest that you actually work from the photograph, which is in fact a Grisaille. So I'm mixing here, I hope you can see this, I'm mixing a mix of burnt sienna and ultramarine blue. And I can warm it up by adding a little more burnt sienna or cool it down as I see fit. And it's all quite neutral. It is going to be in a sense a Grisaille underpainting, and I'll see how much I can get done here in terms of we may have to make 3 separate movies, and then what I'm going to do eventually is bring all this together, introduce the local color and bring it all together. So there. I'm putting one wash down over everything that I don't want white, and I'll come back again. I'm actually doing a little modeling here too. I can see on the photograph, and if you look at your photograph, you'll see there's some bounce light in here. But I am essentially putting a wash over everything that I don't now. Something else I'm doing as well, I've got 2 brushes operating, you'll see. One is just loaded with, this one is just loaded with water. And so, I can soften edges, like this. Now there's some highlights in here. Actually the top of this piece of fruit is also quite dark. So I don't have to worry here about color. It's wonderful. It's a relief, really, not have to worry about color. I'm starting with I'm starting a little dark here. I would normally, or as an exercise, not me, but giving you an exercise, I would normally work a little bit more subtly for the purpose of an exercise, and you may want to do that yourself. Work just a little more subtly. If you have a value scale of dark to light, you may want to start a little lighter than I'm starting. While the paint's wet, I can actually lighten things up a bit, you see. So you can get a little bit of a sense of form going on here, right? I mean, you can see there's an overlap and soften that edge, and the top of that is actually catching some light. working monochromatically is a great way to start watercolor. I mean, it's tough in the sense that you will have to desperately try and ignore the local color. If you could find anything that's, in a sense, made out of plaster, you'll find that very helpful. I'm going to photograph these pictures and this demo at certain points so that you can see JPEGs of it unfolding. Oops. Yes, essentially I'm just modeling, which is a very good exercise. I mean, this is just one step away from drawing. You know, it is drawing in a sense. It's shading with light and modeling with light and shade. You can see that, you know, the other thing I'm going to want to do here is I want to incorporate the background into. Better move these out of the way underneath. I want to incorporate the background in as well, and in the photograph it's kind of ambiguous a bit and it doesn't work necessarily that well, so I'm going to alter it a little bit. I want the background because a background tone or a gradation or something, just to give something for to create a sense of chiaroscuro. I want the illuminated forms to read against a dark background. I think hopefully this will work. And then I want it to grade a bit. So I want the actual tabletop that the fruit's on to be illuminated. And do a little bit of overlapping now, glazing of the monochrome as opposed to glazing color. But there is a shadow there, and I need a bit of shadow. And here. There. And now what I'm going to do also is I'm going to add a little bit of gradation down here as well. So there's my first pass. And I'll quickly do a little more modeling. There we are. got a sense of the form. Oops, I'm going to dry this quickly, one moment. Okay, there we are. Hopefully that's dry enough. Off we go again. I'll probably only need another, one more wash just to kind of bring out a little bit more form. This will save demonstrating in class so that we can have more time to actually paint, and I can have more time to help and respond to your needs, questions. I can look closer at what you're doing. Now, in here, this area, I'm trying to ignore the local color of the green stem. You'll see it if you look at your photograph. And I'm just trying to kind of draw what I see here in terms of, oh geez, I've actually gone backwards to, oh come on, oh shoot. Shadows are very dark. I'll probably do it just a little bit more on this. This is actually quite dark up here. After the video stops, just to add a few little darks. But I don't want to inflict too much watching paint dry on you. Notice the dark core here. I mean, what you're getting is bounce light coming back from the banana, I would presume, and re-illuminating the shadow side. And here as well, you've got light bouncing off here and coming up and re-illuminating the bottom. You can see all that in the photograph that I have provided you. This might be a little too dark in here. Let's lighten it up a bit. Hopefully we're not running out of time yet. If this runs out, we'll just catch up in the next video. I'll finish it off and you can... But this is essentially a monochrome grisaille painting. This is sort of how I taught myself to understand how to paint. You know, I learned how to discriminate between the effects of light and shade on form and local color. There we go, we're almost done. The video may finish abruptly because my camera only goes for about 15 minutes. We must be getting close to that time, but I'll just keep working away here. Quite dark in there.